Can I help you? Don't lick me in the face. Mommy does it all.
Hey there, everyone.
Oh, did I scare you?
Hey there, everyone. It's Moose, and thank you so much for joining me back here. Today, I want to go over my TBR shelves for two reasons. One, to show you what I have. I have two shelves of books that I haven't read yet, which is too many, which leaves me to my second reason, is I really want to knock down some of the books that I already have before I go buying some more. I'm not completely putting myself on a book buying ban, but I really do want to read some of these that I already own before I buy some more, because it's getting kind of ridiculous. So let's just go ahead and start. I'm not going to go into deep detail about these. I'm just going to tell you what I have on my shelves. So let's get started. First up is the Water Song series by Amanda Hocking. I bought the whole series from BAM one time when I had a gift card, and I have read some Amanda Hocking already and I enjoyed her stuff, so I figured I would buy the whole series. This was probably back in high school, and I am working on my master's degree in college, so I need to read these. And I Darken, Now I Rise. This is a trilogy. I don't have the third book, but this is one of those deals where I knew I wanted to read these books. I got this one on sale. Actually, I got both of them on sale. And since I knew I wanted to read the books anyways, I went ahead and bought them. But I need to quit doing that because then they just sit on my shelves. Chronicles of the Black Company. This is an adult fantasy series. I'm not entirely sure how many of the books are in here. But this is like a collection of the Chronicles, so it's a collection of the series. Aragon, my best friend bought me this for my birthday a couple years ago because it is something I'm interested in, and I just need to read it. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This is another book that I bought on sale. I bought this one because I want to be an English teacher, and I just feel like this is kind of a staple book if you want to be a literature teacher, and I've never read it before, so. A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. This is a classic. I'm pretty sure I had to read this as an undergrad, but I don't remember anything from it, so I bought this from Book Outlet for really cheap and figured I would reread it at some point. The Mayor of Cambridge by Thomas Hardy. This is another classic. Again, I got this from Book Outlet, and I just thought it sounded interesting, so. The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. Another classic. Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. Again, I bought this book on sale at Ollie's for like $2. Don't know anything about it. I just like what I have read from her before, so I figured I'd pick it up since it was so cheap. Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is an adult novel again, and I really want to start reading more adult fantasy, so I picked this one up from Second and Charles for like $3. Book 1 of the Legend of Drizzt series by R.A. Salvatore. Another instance where I know I want to get into more adult fantasy. I have a couple books of the Song of Ice and Fire series, the Game of Thrones series. These look rough. I found these at a thrift store, I think, when me and Ethan were thrift shopping one day. I really enjoyed the HBO series. I've heard the books are different, so I wanted to see how they were different. Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I heard that you need to read these first. I never know what order to read her series in, but I heard you need to read these first before you can read the Mortal Instruments, so I bought these. And speaking of the Mortal Instruments, I have the whole box set. I'm not going to get it down because I have to take a lot of books. It's in the back of my bookshelf. But I do have that as well. The Selection by Kiera Cass. This is a YA novel. I bought the first one because I thought I would enjoy the series and never read the first one. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Again, I bought the first book because I thought I would like the series, and I never got around to the first book. Again, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I only have the first one because I thought I would like it. Haven't read it yet. The Alchemist by Michael Scott. The reason I bought this book is because it talked about Nicholas Flamel, and I was like, is that Harry Potter? Or like, what is it? I still don't know. I don't have an answer. I haven't read the book. I don't know, but I have it. Frostblood by Ellie Blake. Again, I bought this book years ago based on the recommendation of a booktuber and never got around to it. Torch Against the Night. I don't have the first book, Ember in the Ashes. This is one of those situations where this book was on sale. I knew I wanted to read the series anyways, so I went ahead and bought this one. But I don't have the first one, so I don't know. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh? I'm not sure. Again, bought this book years ago. based on the recommendation of a booktuber and never read it. This is the first in a series. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or like a series or what, but I need to read it. Getting up and down out of the floor when you're 8 months pregnant is not that easy. My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I was given this book. In all honesty, I don't know that I'll ever read it. I might end up donating it or selling it to like Second and Charles or something. I've never seen the movie, but just from what I know about the storyline, it's just not something that sounds like my cup of tea. I'm not very interested in it. So the story, this is basically the Bible, the story of Jesus Christ, just in story format instead of, you know, in the biblical format. So basically, Max Luckadoo and Randy Frazee, however you want to say it, just went through the Bible and kind of wrote the story in a prose format to where it would be more easily understandable. I have wanted to read this, and honestly, I just forgot that I had it. So James Patterson, the Witch and Wizard series. One of these was a gift, and then the other one Ethan's family had and gave to me. And I'm still not sure if I have the first book yet. I know the one that was given to me beforehand, like years ago, was not the first one in the series, so I never read it. I think this one might be the first one in the series, but I don't know. I need to find out so I can start reading them. The Skinjacker Trilogy by Neil Shusterman. This is the same guy that wrote the Scythe series. This was another instance where I had like a gift card or something for BAM, and I was there with my friends, and one of them was like, hey, the series was really good, you should buy it. So I did, and then I never read it. Lux by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Another instance where I had like a gift card, and this was on sale in the bargain section, and I read the back, and I was like, that sounds kind of interesting, but this is like the 6th or 7th book in this series, I think. I looked it up years ago. This will probably be another one that ends up donated or something. I don't really ever plan on getting around to this one. I really need to clean out my TBR shelf. So that was my top TBR shelf. Mostly paperbacks is how I have them organized by. I have paperbacks up here, and then I have hardbacks down on the bottom. So let's get into the hardbacks and the rest of my TBR. The Queen of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. Another instance. It was on bargain, and I thought it sounded interesting. I'm a sucker for sales. I'm that person that just falls for it every time. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This was kind of bargain, kind of friend. My friend read this book, said it was really good, and then it came out on bargain, and so I bought it because I trust his recommendation. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I saw this on Book Outlet, thought it sounded interesting, so I bought it. Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. I bought this years ago when it first came out, because it sounded right up my alley, and I still haven't read it. Endgame, The Calling by James Frey. This was one of those books that I heard good things about, and then it came out on bargain, and so I bought it. Are you seeing a trend here? Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Can you guess why I bought this book? It was on bargain. The Empress by S.J. Kincaid. It was on bargain. Seeker by Arwen Ellis Dayton. It was on bargain. Roar by Cora Carmack was on bargain. Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonneau. It was on bargain. The Map of Bones by Francesca Haig. This one was technically on bargain. I got it from Second and Charles for $6, but I bought this one because one of the reviews says it was similar to The Hunger Games, and if you enjoyed The Hunger Games, you would probably enjoy this. And I do really enjoy The Hunger Games, so I bought it. I think this is a series too, I'm not sure. Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. This was on bargain, and I bought it years ago, and I think it might be part of a series. And this is probably another one of those books that I should probably just get rid of, because this is another one I don't really ever anticipate reading. I'm just liking myself more and more the more that I record this video. A Shadow Bright and Burning. by Jessica Clueless. Was on Morgan. I might read this one though, so. The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This is one I'm actually really interested in. I am a Christian and I love stuff with Christian symbolism and stuff like that, so I am really interested in reading this, and I just haven't because it's huge. This was not a bargain though. My best friend gave me this, so. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. This was another book, not on bargain, but my friend recommended it to me and I trust his judgment, so I bought it. And it's an adult fantasy novel, so it hits that tick too of stuff I want to get more into. Seventh Son by Joseph Delaney. I bought this book back when, oh, let me rephrase that. I wanted to buy this book back when the movie came out. I wanted to read it before I watched the movie. I never watched the movie, BTW. But when I went into the bookstore and asked somebody for help, they led me to like The Seventh Son by Orson Scott Card. And I read the book and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I was looking for. And so I eventually found this and bought it and then just never read it. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer. This one's fairly new. This was another instance where I wanted to read the book, but I waited until it came out on bargain. And I actually started it. I made it to page 33 and sat it down because I wanted to read The Queen of Nothing, and then I never picked it back up. I have a bunch of Sarah J. Maas books that I haven't read yet because it's another instance where I have been collecting them as they come out on bargain because I know I want to eventually read the series, but I don't actually have like the first couple books to start the series. So I have Tower of Dawn, Kingdom of Ash, Queen of Shadows, and Empire of Storms. There are more books in the back of my shelf that I haven't read yet, but I'm not going to include in this video because I really don't plan on reading them. Some of them were gifts, some of them were school books. I bought a couple books for school and never ended up using them, so I don't really count that. And then some of them I'm just too lazy right now to go digging behind all these books that are already sitting out. Just being honest with you. I do have one more book that's not technically on my TBR shelf. The last book I will mention is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is the later installment of the Harry Potter series. This is the only book I have ever pre-ordered in my life, and I still haven't read it. Of course, Harry Potter is one of my favorite series of all time, so I wanted to read this book. And then I bought it during a very busy time, I think during school and stuff like that, so I didn't pick it up right away. And then I heard so many bad reviews about it that I'm still just kind of scared to read it. But yeah, that is my TBR shelves and what I have to read. I am ashamed at how many books I bought simply because they were on bargain. I really need to get my life together. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Let me know if you have read any of these books. Push me. Tell me, hey, I've read that. Go read it. It's good. It's worth it. Get it off your TBR shelf. Motivate me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back here next time. See ya! Song of Ice and Fire of the Song and Ice. I have a couple books of the Song and